That's just how I'm doing, making music. Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it, it was hard. That's just how I'm doing, making music. Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it, it was hard.
It must be hard for people learning to spell in English. For example, there is a silent K in night, there are 4 silent Ks in knick-knack, and there are 3 silent Ks in Republican.
So I didn't originally love this hair tool with my long hair. It just didn't give me that blowout look that I like, but we're gonna try it again with my short hair. So I'm just sectioning off the lower part of the hair, and let's get to it. Even with this bottom half, I'm already seeing that it is curling the hair quite a bit better with the short hair rather than the long hair. Got the lowest section done, middle section done, working on the top half, really liking what this tool is doing. One thing I will say is small sections work way better with this tool. Even though it's got a huge head, it's just the smaller sections dry faster and just works better overall. So I didn't love it with my long hair, but I do love this tool with my short hair. So, all my short hair girlies, definitely check it out.
Am I more than you voted for yet? Desire to tell you.
Well, for starters, don't tell the person that's actually read the trials transcripts to go read it, because he didn't say that. He said that it had to be a unanimous decision on all counts, that the intention to commit business fraud with the underlying crime being that of election interference had to be agreed upon.
Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it, it was hard. I just pulled up.
So we got some new bathing suits, some more momish swimsuits, because I plan on going to public pools in the near future, and believe it or not, I don't love it when other moms hate me. So yeah, this isn't everybody's style, so we're gonna do a try on haul, try all these on, and yeah, see which ones we like best. I'm expecting you guys to tell me which ones look best. Oh, this is cute. I'll definitely remove the padding, but it's definitely cute. Cute mom swimsuit. Aww, for pregnancy, of course. Not bad. Not bad. A lot of coverage for me. This is cute too. I like that it's got the skirt. I don't love like the grandma cut. This I call the grandma cut. I don't love that. So a little skirt over it. Super cute. Super pregnant look. Big old pregnant belly. What do you think of this one? I like them. I like all of them so far. These are great. I like the skirt better. The adjustments. Look at that. Yeah, I like this one a lot. It's so cute. Aww. I think this one's my favorite. Oh, I like it. I have been meaning to respond to this comment for a while, and the reason why I haven't is because I want to respond with the poem that I wrote the night that I found out that I was pregnant with the twins. Obviously, I didn't know it was twins, but found out that they were pregnant, and my choice was really removed from me to begin with, because the doctor just kind of announced to me and my 2 littles that I was pregnant, and my kids are not old enough to understand that there are choices that can be made if, you know, a mom decides not to. However, like, I'm very happy that I didn't make that decision anyways. But I really feel that that choice was completely removed from me, which elicited this this poem that I'm about to read to you guys. I'm gonna try to get through it without crying, but I have yet to read this poem without crying, so just bear with me if I get a little choked up. So, Choices in the Night. In the quiet of the night, I feel a flutter deep within. A precious life is growing, and a new journey will begin. But in this land of rigid views, my choices are not free, and fear encroaches on my joy as I carry this baby. I didn't know it was twins. Conservative values hold their sway in the state that I call home. Restrictions loom like heavy clouds, and I feel so alone. Will I have the right to choose the path that's best for me? Or must I bow to laws and norms and lose my autonomy? But as I tremble with this fear, another worry takes its place, for I have children of my own who look to me for grace. If I am lost in this dark fight, what fate will they endure? Without their mother by their side, their world will be unsure. Yet in the midst of all my doubt, a spark of strength ignites. For love and hope can conquer fear and guide us to the light. I'll stand for what I know is right and face the storms ahead. For the life within me is a gift, and I'll protect it, it is said. So though the laws may cast their shadows and uncertainty may loom, I'll find the courage deep within and let my spirit bloom. For my children need a mother strong who stands for what is true, and I'll embrace this new beginning with love and strength renewed. Pregnancy shouldn't be a sentence, a possible loss of rights. I'll strive to change the world I'm in and stand up for my life. For every person deserves their choice to navigate their fate. I'll fight for us, for me, for you, and trust and love, not hate.
Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it. It was hard.
Guys, everything hurts. Everything hurts. My whole body, everything hurts.
For the ladies present today, I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women.
I'm like, what in the fuck? If you scared, then just say that whole enough is enough. There was just some radio and take no trust in these sluts. I'm about to call a shiny bitch. No,
Because I think it is you, the women.
don't want no short man.
Because I think it is you, the women.
Don't want no short man.
Staying in your lane.
The
women. The women. The women. The women.
I cannot tell you guys how much I am loving these billboards that are popping up all over the place. My favorite is definitely this one down in Miami, but look at all of these. It's fucking great. So I've been doing some self-reflection. It's part of the reason why I haven't been posting as much. Also, growing two babies is a lot of work and it's super exhausting, and quite frankly, like, I have almost no energy at this point. But a family member of mine is in town visiting, thankfully, and I'm very excited to see this family member because I haven't seen them in 2 years. But we disagree politically, 100%. And I can tell by the way he's talking that he's concerned that I'm going to get, like, defensive and, like, attack him and things like that. Or maybe it's not that he feels that I'm going to do that, but that other people have done that to him. And it's made me really sit here and kind of think about it. And I never intended to be attacking on any of my platforms, specifically with politics. But one thing that I've learned is that if I just state my opinion on something, people get so mad. And I'm still trying to figure out, like, I started stating my opinion to see the rebuttals, to see what other people had to say, and to listen to other people's opinions. And now it's just like the other side. It's either like, I agree with you, Tina, or it's like, you stupid bimbo bitch. Like, all this negative ugliness for no reason. Like, I can have a different opinion than you. That's allowed. It's more than acceptable. And you can have a differing opinion than me. It's acceptable. And what's even more crazy to me is like 90% of my friends do not agree with me politically. They will vote for Donald Trump. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if I show them the Epstein files that were just recently released that show that he was on the flights like hundreds of times and on calls with Epstein all the time. It doesn't matter if I show them the court documents from the teenage girls that have recently come forward about what happened to them. It doesn't matter what I show them. They are still going to vote for Donald Trump. And it is not my responsibility to persuade them not to. However, it is my responsibility, I feel, to let them know that there is information that they are not getting. For example, in the car today, while talking to my family member that is visiting, I said, yeah, I disliked him before, and now that I've seen his name on the Epstein flight log repetitively as a frequent flyer, he's a bad person. Because there was only one reason to go to Epstein's island. There was only one reason to get on those flights. And now that I pointed that out, like, hopefully he looks into that. Maybe he won't. He probably won't. But I do feel some responsibility to point this out to people. Look at who this person is. Same with Kamala. Do the same thing. Find out if she's on Epstein's list. Like, look into the candidates. Don't just assume. Same with the same family member asked if I had watched the show or movie Hillbilly, whatever. What is it? Hillbilly, I can't remember. J.D. Vance's movie. And I did. I watched it last night because I was like, oh, well, that'll give us something to talk about, right? And it's a sad story. His version of his childhood is a very sad story. And it makes me sad that he had to endure that. However, he still, is a U.S. Senator who put himself through college, went to Yale, he's a Marine vet. All of these things are okay. But then did you look into his charity at all? His opioid charity, where all of, like, 90% of the funds were actually paid out to his, like, political mentor. And, like, almost none of the money went to helping the opioid crisis at all. So we should know who we are putting in positions of power. And you can't take them at their word because they will make shit up. It's that simple. Now, Kamala, I'm sure, has done some not great things. I haven't started doing my research on her. But I know for a fact that Donald Trump has repetitively done terrible things to women. Not even the extreme stuff. Not even the extreme stuff. Not the Epstein stuff. Not the teenage girl stuff. None of that. He has done terrible things on television to women talking down to them, degrading them, telling them they're ugly and they're terrible because they're journalists that disagree with him. Like, he's just an ugly, icky person. You know what I'm saying? And it's so confusing to me why so many people get mad at me for having that opinion. But then when I ask them, like, what is it about this man that you think is so great? They never respond to it. So I want to know, as far as J.D. Vance and Donald Trump, why would you vote for those people? Why are those your people? Well, for starters, as I've stated multiple times on this platform, I wouldn't run for office because I don't have those credentials. I would say being a stay-at-home mom who homeschools her children is somewhat of an accomplishment, but in a different way. But what I find really funny about your comment is when I'm not 32 weeks pregnant with twins, I look like this. Yeah, for sure. I'm just total fat ass. Just nothing. Just huge. Have the day you deserve and may karma be ever in your favor. I'm not here to shame any other moms for like what they do or do not do during their pregnancies. That's not what I'm here for. But I just happened across, like, I guess a trend of women that are bragging about different things they did during their pregnancy that are against the doctor's recommendations. And like things like eating sushi and eating deli meat and eating, taking like ibuprofen or something like that, like those types of things. But one of them was bragging about not listening about alcohol consumption. And I'm like, infant fetal alcohol syndrome is like a proven fact. Like, that's just real life. Like, that's really bad for your baby. So I've done many photo shoots in my life, and after doing a photo shoot, I'm always like exhausted and wore out and sore the next day because of the way you have to twist your body to make some of the photos look good. But I did a maternity shoot last night at 32 weeks pregnant with twins. And I feel like I cannot move. Like I have never in my life felt this sore from even like a workout. I don't know what to do with myself right now. It has to be one of my favorite things when some entitled ass man comes into my comment section and tells me how I would or do think about something. So let me be clear here. I did not support VP Harris until after I did some research into her. Like, for example, did you know that she was the first woman to be Attorney General of California? Oh, and she was reelected to that job. Oh, and before that, she was the first female elected to be district attorney of San Francisco. And she also got reelected to that position. And then she was elected a senator of California. And as we all know, she is our current sitting vice president. And as if that isn't enough credentials to make her be a badass president, she has done more in her vice presidency than arguably any other vice president. Like, did you know she's broken the most ties in the Senate in modern history? Which is like her secondary obligation next to taking over for the president if he dies. She expanded healthcare for millions of low-income Americans. She's actually advocated for a bunch of policies for low-income families that are involved in healthcare, education, and housing. Also, because of her work, union membership is up 20% since she became VP.
I'm a proud wife of a union member. That seems important to me. She believes in and advocates for free college, which, by the way, most first world countries have for their constituents. Did you know that she helped bolster a deal with Vietnam to buy billions of dollars of American-made airplanes? Oh, and in that same trip, she helped bolster our supply chain of computer chips so that we don't have to be as reliant on China. She's worked really hard to reduce gun violence in this country, which is an ongoing problem. The reason I don't send my children to school. Did you know she was part of the bipartisan assault weapons ban? She extended background checks for gun purchases, and now she's currently the head of the Gun Violence Prevention Office, I think is what it's called, in the White House, which is new. That's her. But by far my favorite work that she has really gotten involved in and worked tirelessly for is women's freedom to health care. You know, because the government shouldn't have a say in whether or not I want to be fucking pregnant or not. On that same note, were you aware that women are 2 times as likely to die during childbirth currently than they were 20 years ago? Did you know that? Another one that I care deeply about, not as much as the, right to my own fucking body, but renewable energy. She's helped bolster quite a bit of renewable energy policies to try to combat climate change. And there is so much more that she has worked on and done during her vice presidency that it is laughable to think that a man that's claim to fame is being a talk show host is the person that is running against her. It's hilarious.
Just saw him tour making music. Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it. It was hard. I just pulled up.
All right, imagine you have a big jar of marbles, and each marble represents a piece of a company that people buy and sell. Now, sometimes the price of these marbles can go up and down very quickly, just like a roller coaster. Recently, the prices of many marbles dropped a lot, making people worried. The special marbles from tech companies, like Magic Marbles, lost a lot of their value in just one day. People are also worried that the country might not make as much money. So they're selling their marbles quickly. This made the price of marbles drop even more. In another country called Japan, their marbles dropped a lot too. The biggest drop in many years. Because of all of this, the value of money changed, making it harder for some people to make money. People are scared that the people who control the money in the country might not help in time to make things better. So they are trying to keep their money safe by buying special government marbles. So in simple words, many people are worried because the prices of special marbles from tech companies dropped a lot, and they're trying to keep their money safe by buying different marbles. It's like a big game where everyone is trying to make sure their marbles are safe and not losing too much value. Now let's imagine if someone said that all of our marbles in the jar broke because a special friend who used to play with them is not around anymore. That would be blaming one person for something that has many reasons. Just like how many things can affect the value of our marbles. Like how shiny they are or how many people want them. Many different things can make the stock market go up or down. It's not just because of one person. Just like it's not just because of one reason that our marbles might lose value. So saying that all the marbles broke just because one friend is not around anymore is like saying the stock market crashed only because of one person, which doesn't really explain all the different reasons why it happened.
Am I too old to be here?
What?
Am I too old to be here?
No, of course not.
Does it look weird that I'm here?
No, not at all.
Am I hotter than these little bitches?
Yes, you look amazing.
Once upon a time, in a land of big hats and shiny coins, there was a friend who liked to play games with lots of money. This friend, let's call him Mr. Big Hat, wanted to be in charge of a special house called the White House. One day, some detectives found out that Mr. Big Hat might have gotten a huge bag of shiny coins worth $10 million from a faraway place with pyramids and pharaohs. This made the detectives very curious, and they wanted to know if Mr. Big Hat broke the rules by taking so many shiny coins as a gift. Mr. Big Hat's friend said, "Oh no, Mr. Big Hat never got any shiny coins from faraway places." But some other friends thought there might be a mystery to solve about these shiny coins. The detectives had an idea. They said, if Mr. Big Hat shows us his special papers that talk about money called financial documents, he could prove that he didn't do anything wrong with the shiny coins. It was like showing everyone his special treasure map to clear his name. But Mr. Big Hat and his friends didn't want to share the financial documents. So the mystery about the shiny coins continued to puzzle everyone. It was like a big game of secrets and surprises in the land of big hats and shiny coins. And so, in the land of big hats and shiny coins, the friends waited to see if Mr. Big Hat would share his special papers to solve the mystery and prove his innocence. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away called the United States, there was a man named Donnie who really wanted to be the king of the country. He tried not once, not twice, but 4 times to become the big boss through a game called the presidential election. It was like Donnie was playing the same level in a video game over and over again. In 2016, something very strange happened. Donnie won the top spot even though more people in the country liked and voted for a person named Hillary Clinton. It was like a magic trick where the winner wasn't the one most people cheered for. He lost the popular vote, but still got to wear the shiny crown. As the big boss, Donnie did things that made many people shake their heads in confusion. He got into so much trouble that he was the first leader to be in trouble 2 times. It was like a cat getting caught in the fishbowl. Not a good look. One day, after losing the big game in 2020, some people got very upset. They did something really bad at a place called the Capitol. And some said Donnie was not acting very nice. It was like a pretend game, turning it into a real mess. Smart people who know a lot about leaders said that Donnie wasn't very good at his job. They said he was like a confused pigeon trying to be an eagle. He didn't make good decisions, and many people didn't like the way he played the game. When it was time for Donnie to leave his job, most people were happy to see him go. They waved goodbye with big smiles, like when the bully finally leaves the playground. He left with not many people liking him, like a balloon losing all of its air. And that's the story of Donnie, the man who tried to be the boss but didn't quite win everyone's hearts. Maybe next time he'll learn that being a good leader is about more than just winning a game. It's about being kind and doing the right thing. Ladies and jelly beans, gather round for a tubular talk about the miraculous world of human biology. Now, imagine you have a magic castle inside you that helps make babies. Yes, babies. Pretty wild, huh? Well, some people have castles that can make babies and some don't. Like a surprise inside a mystery. Now, here's where it gets super duper interesting. You see, just because someone says, hey, I'm a man, or hey, I'm a woman, doesn't mean their baby making castle matches what they say. It's like wearing a superhero cape doesn't automatically give you superpowers. You can be a man and still have a baby making castle, or a woman without one. It's all mixed up like a bowl of spaghetti. So remember, just because someone looks a certain way on the outside doesn't mean they can't do amazing things on the inside. It's like saying a unicorn can't fly just because it has rainbow colored fur. Silly, right? We're all unique and special in our own magical ways, no matter what our baby making castles look like. Let's celebrate the wonderful diversity of human biology and remember that it's what's inside that counts the most. Go forth, little ones, and spread the sparkly knowledge of the rainbow castle within us all. Once upon a time, on a colorful playground, there lived a friendly walrus named Timmy Walrus and a tricky little turtle named Johnny Vance. Timmy had been playing and helping on the playground for 20 years, ensuring everyone was happy and safe. Johnny, however, had only been on the playground for 4 years, but liked to act like he knew everything. One sunny day, Polly Parrot, the playground's news-spreading bird, flew in squawking loudly. Did you hear the news, everyone? Johnny Vance says Timmy Walrus ran away from the jungle gym just before it was time to clean it up. All the playground friends gathered around, curious to hear more. Johnny Vance nodded seriously, but there was a sly look in his eye. That's right, Timmy Walrus left the playground just when we needed him the most. He didn't want to help clean up the jungle gym. Timmy Walrus wobbled over, shaking his head in surprise. That's not true. I already decided to run for playground president and was busy making posters. A little bunny with long ears and a twitchy nose hopped forward. But Timmy, Johnny says you didn't help us when it was time to clean up. Is that true? Timmy Walrus explained, No, Bunny, I wanted to help, but I had to get ready for my big playground campaign. I still care about the playground. Just then, Teacher Eustace, a wise old owl who had seen Timmy's 24 years of service, swooped in and flapped his wings to get everyone's attention. Hoo, let's calm down, everyone. Timmy Walrus was a good helper. Back then, he didn't just run away. He had already decided to run for playground president long before he ever knew about the jungle gym cleanup. The bunny looked up with wide eyes. But Teacher Eunice, Johnny Vance says Timmy is pretending he helped when he didn't. Is that true? Teacher Eustace nodded wisely. Hoo, Timmy did help a lot over the years. He just made a different choice at that time. It's not fair to say he ran away. Polly Parrot, still curious, flew back in, squawking louder than ever. Johnny Vance also says Timmy Walrus is fibbing about carrying big sticks during jungle games. Johnny Vance crossed his little turtle arms with a smirk. Yeah, Timmy said he carried those big sticks, but he never played in the big jungle games. Timmy Walrus sighed and explained, I did carry those big sticks and showed everyone how to use them, even if I didn't play in the biggest games. Teacher Eustace hooted softly. Hoo. It's true. Timothy showed others how to use those sticks. It's not right to say he never helped. The bunny, now understanding better, nodded. So Timmy did help, but in different ways. Teacher Eustace smiled. Exactly, Bunny. Timmy helped in his own way, and now he's trying to help by being our playground vice president. The other playground friends nodded too. It all made sense now. They began to see that Johnny Vance wasn't telling the full truth, and Johnny Vance looked at Timmy Walrus and finally admitted, maybe I wasn't being fair. I only helped on the playground for 4 years, while Timmy has been helping for 24 years. I shouldn't have said those things. Timmy Walrus smiled warmly. It's important to tell the truth and understand that everyone helps in their own way. And so the playground friends learned that everyone has their own way to help, and that it's important to tell the truth and understand each other's choices without jumping to conclusions. They played happily ever after, knowing that they all had something special to contribute. Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, there was a big fuss about something called voter fraud. Some grown-ups were pointing fingers and saying, hey, those computers are up to no good. They're cheating more than a sneaky fox. You see, some folks thought that using computers to count votes was a bad idea. They said, we can't trust those shiny machines. What if they make mistakes or play tricks on us? It was like a puzzle with missing pieces, and everyone was scratching their heads in confusion. But wait, aren't computers super smart and quick at math? They can count faster than a cheetah racing in a meadow. Why would they want to cheat when all they do is follow the rules we give them? The humans, on the other hand, well, they can sometimes get tired or make mistakes. They might sneeze or daydream while counting votes. It's like playing a game of hide and seek where the seeker keeps losing their glasses. So imagine this, a showdown between humans and computers. Who will win the trust of the people? Will it be the speedy machines with their digital brains, or the kind but sometimes clumsy humans with their good intentions? Let's remember, in the end, what really matters is making sure every vote counts, and that the game is fair for all. Whether it's humans or computers, let's work together to solve the mystery of voter fraud and keep the magic of democracy alive. Remember, it's just a funny story to tickle your imagination and make you think about how we can all play a part in making our voting system better and brighter. In a super surprising discovery, it turns out that the president, who's like the head boss of the country, doesn't have a magic wand to make gas and grocery prices go up or down whenever he wants. Imagine that! You see, when we go to buy gas for the car or food at the store, the president doesn't have a special power to set the prices all by himself. Instead, lots of other things like how much stuff there is to buy, where it comes from, and even the weather can make the prices change. Even though the president can help make some rules and decisions that affect money, stuff in the country like making sure people have jobs and helping with big money plans, he can't just snap his fingers and change gas and grocery prices like magic. So, next time you see the price of gas go up or down, remember, it's not the president doing a magic trick. It's just how things work in the big world of buying and selling stuff. Cool, right? Well, it's been a week since the last weigh-in, and it looks like baby A and baby B have been hitting the buffet extra hard. Baby A is now clocking in at a solid 4 pounds 2 ounces, while baby B has taken the lead at a hefty 4 pounds 8 ounces. Looks like these boys are bulking up for the big day. As for me, well, let's just say I've entered the whale watch phase of pregnancy. Being pregnant with twins is no joke, like I've said a lot. I'm so exhausted that even a sloth would outpace me, and don't even get me started on my grumpiness level. If eye rolling were an Olympic sport, I'd be a gold medalist by now. But hey, who needs sleep or a sunny disposition when you've got 2 little wrestlers duking it out in your belly 24/7? It's all worth it for the double dose of cuteness coming my way soon. Stay tuned for more updates from this grumpy twin mom. I'm getting excited. I had a bunch of contractions last night, so we're gonna start drinking our booby shake every morning. This is currently, I have frozen bananas in here, as well as a little bit of flax seeds so far. Now we're gonna add some chia seeds. This is just like all the good things that will help the milk come in. This is just an added thing, a daily dose.
It's their collagen supplement. I highly recommend it. It's like vegan and gluten-free and all the good things. I don't know that collagen helps. This is like new to the smoothie that I make. It's not a smoothie. I call it a milkshake. It's got milk in it. It doesn't have juice in it. And then you gotta add the dates. A lot of people say that the dates are just good to progress labor, but I've always added them in my booby smoothies because I feel like they help with my milk production as well. Again, not a smoothie, it's a milkshake, but my brain's not working. Now some maple syrup after you get the dates in there. Maple syrup I don't think does anything but add deliciousness to it, make it sweet. And then spoonful, a glob of peanut butter. It's good for protein. Next we throw the oats. And I use oat milk. You can use any oats or any milk you want. We're putting this in my Ninja. Also, shout out to Ninja, man. I bought a coffee maker off of Amazon and didn't know that it was a reverb, and it brewed one pot of coffee and that was it. And so I contacted Ninja, and they're sending me a whole, like not a whole new one, but like a new everything, like the motor, like the part that makes the coffee. They're sending me a whole new one, even though they're not required to do that. So that's awesome. Now we just blend it out. Also, the booby shake is kid approved, so, and doesn't have anything that's like not good for kids. So my boy always drinks at least 1 cup of this milkshake every morning. And if you don't like dates, the peanut butter and the maple syrup completely get rid of the date flavor. I like dates though.
With it, group drop. It's me, Jessica. I'm in here.
In a land called the United States, there's a big messy circus called the immigration system. This circus had been around for ages, and it was always a bit broken. Kind of like a clown car with too many clowns and not enough room. Now, the previous ringmaster, Donald the Trumpet, decided to put up a giant wall instead of fixing the circus. He thought that would keep the clowns who just wanted to join the fun out. But guess what? The wall didn't work very well. It was like trying to keep water in a bucket with holes. When the new ringmaster, President Joe Bubbles, stepped up, he found that the circus was messier than ever. The clowns who wanted to come in had fewer ways to enter, and some of them were stuck outside, juggling their dreams. Many of the folks in charge kept pointing fingers at each other, like kids arguing over who spilled the juice. It's your fault, they shouted. But really, it was a group effort. They had all been dodging the real problem for years, like a game of hot potato. In a surprising twist, Joe Bubbles actually managed to let fewer clowns in for a while, like magic. Between December 2022 and January 2023, he halved the number of encounters at the border and reduced the number of Cuban, Venezuelan, Nicaraguan, and Haitian migrants by a whopping 97%. That's like turning a party clap car into a cozy little van. But instead of saying, "Wow, good job," the other ringmaster just kept blaming him for the circus chaos. It was like saying the magician's trick wasn't really just because they didn't see the rabbits. So the moral of the story is, instead of throwing pies at each other, maybe they should all sit down, share some cotton candy, and figure out how to make the circus fun for everyone. Because in the end, nobody wants a circus where the clowns can't join the party. And that, my friends, is how the great immigration circus keeps spinning. Imagine you have a lemonade stand on a super hot day. Everyone is thirsty and your lemonade is the only drink around. You usually sell a cup for 50 cents, but today you decided to charge $5 a cup because everyone needs it. And you think, hey, I can make lots of money. Now, let's pretend you're a kid with a big jar of candy. You know your friends love candy, so when they come to you and say, hey, a piece of candy costs $10, your friends might be super sad, and some might even go home thirsty or hungry because they can't afford it. That's what price gouging is. Instead of helping people, you're taking advantage of them when they really need something. Even if you have the biggest lemonade stand in the world or the fanciest candy jar, it's still not nice to charge super high prices just because you can. So even if our economy is strong and everyone has money, we want to make sure that we treat each other fairly. We want everyone to be able to get lemonade and candy without feeling like they're being tricked. Today I'm feeling a whirlwind of emotions as I prepare to bring these boys into existence, and I feel this is an appropriate time to share a poem I wrote that reflects on my journey as I embrace the news of delivering my twin boys. Finding out I was pregnant with boys was a moment filled with irony and hope, especially considering my past experiences. This poem captures my thoughts and feelings about motherhood, healing, and the love that can emerge from even the most challenging circumstances. I am having contractions, so we're going to get through this. Bearing Light, a healing mother's journey with twin boys. In the cradle of my heart, a twofold surprise, twin souls stirring with innocent cries, 2 little boys, a bond unbroken, in my womb their first words unspoken. I ponder the irony, the twist of fate, for I who bore wounds from male hands of hate, now carry within me 2 gifts of joy, 2 little boys, my precious envoy. One son already taught me to believe in the goodness of men and the love they weave. Now 2 more boys, a chance to renew, to rewrite the script, to start anew. Though shadows linger from the past, in their eyes a future steadfast, with each heartbeat a promise untold, of love unending, of stories yet to unfold. May these brothers bring light to my dark, a healing balm, a hopeful spark. In their laughter may I find peace, in their love may all pain cease. So I embrace this journey, unknown yet dear, with courage and faith, with love clear. For in the tapestry of life's design, these twin boys, a gift divine. Bump update, 36 weeks and 4 days. Well, folks, it's official. The boys are all the way squished in their little apartment, and it's a bit cramped. Baby B has decided to flip from transverse to cephalic. Thank you, little man, for your timely interior design choices. Now, they are both ready to make a grand exit, with baby A's face squished into my pelvis, while baby B's face is giving his big brother a belly hug. Talk about sibling bonding. We're gearing up for a planned induction on September 3rd, as long as these little guys don't decide to throw a last-minute raid in there. Here's to hoping they stay put until showtime. Until then, I'll be over here waddling like a duck, trying to remember what it feels like to breathe without a tiny foot in my ribcage.
Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it. It was hard. I just pulled up.
So I realized I didn't give a pregnancy update last week after my doctor's appointment. These boys are growing great. Currently, they're each about 2 pounds. A is just slightly smaller. Just for reference, an average baby at 27 weeks, a single baby, is about 1.5 pounds. So there's that. The doctor says it makes complete sense why my hips feel like they are about to literally just collapse under the weight. So that's fun. Yeah. That's the update. They're healthy, good, 4 freaking pounds of baby.
I need you to promise me that you'll be on your best behavior.
I promised other people that I'd be on my worst behavior. And I gave them my word, so.
Let's do a pregnancy update while I cook dinner. As you can see, I'm huge and I'm exhausted. That's the update. And my brain has pretty much stopped working. So we're struggling on names, but I have a reason. So my already living son has the initials S-O-N, like son. But now I'm gonna have 3 sons. So I am trying to stay with the acronym of son for these 2 also, which is making it impossible. I could use some help. And I would like it to be an S name that can end with the E sound. Like Stevie or Sammy or Scotty. As far as the middle name goes, I like Orion and Odin, but my husband is less into Greek gods and the stars than I am.
Not everybody's gonna think I'm cute and funny, and that's fine. That's okay. They're wrong though.
For the ladies present today, I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women.
So Bee Life, the company that sent me my favorite vacuum, sent me a water pick. I love that the cup can be used as a storage for all the pieces. This little guy shoots water like it's trying to win a water gun fight. It's like a tiny spa day for your mouth. It's got several different settings. You just put it in your mouth at 90-degree angles and squirt away and get all the nasty stuff that's in between your teeth out. Not gonna lie, it's a bit of a learning curve, or at least it was for me.
But I rate this spa day for my mouth a 10 out of a 10 because my teeth felt way cleaner than just a regular floss. I keep seeing videos of this watermelon sandwich, and because I'm pregnant and it sounds delicious because it's got watermelons and pickles together, sounds amazing, I'm gonna try it. So let's do this. Here we go. For the watermelon. Now we're gonna cut it into a square. So slice this booger up. Alright, let's build these things. Here we go. This doesn't slice up easily at all. I used feta cheese, not mozzarella. All the recipes said to use dill pickles. I used bread and butter pickles and it was bomb. Was super excited to pick these basil leaves off and try them on a sandwich. Topping off with some balsamic glaze. That's really good. I was so freaking impressed by Stacked. I'm not even kidding. Like, obviously I was collaborating with them, so it's, you know, a little bit different maybe, but their customer service was on point. There was a moment where I needed the boxes a little bit longer than they had scheduled me for, and all I had to do was reach out to them and say, hey, like, I want to be able to extend this, and they did that happily. Like, no problem, super easy to work with, and they like bring everything to you. It's wonderful. Definitely highly recommend. As far as the bump goes, it is getting in the way of everything. I'm not used to running into stuff with my belly. I'm used to running into stuff with my top half. So it is always in the way, but we're not due until September 23rd. So we'll see how much longer I last. I want to get at least through August. After watching 15 minutes of the RNC, like the first 15 minutes, I came up with a drinking game. Obviously, I can't participate, but I dare you to take a shot every single time you hear the words, "Make America Great Again." I did move again. I did. And I did it with these two on board, and then, you know, my other two. So I'm pretty proud of myself and my husband. We did a good job. We got everything moved. What happened was my husband got offered a job like shortly after we found out we were pregnant with twins, and he refused the job. I say it's a promotion. I don't know that it's technically a promotion, but I say it's a promotion. And they kept, you know, upping the ante of the offer and offering, you know, this and this and this. And our biggest worry was, you know, insurance and things like that because of the babies. And yeah, it ended up working out that they just made the deal too good. And so we moved in my third trimester. So yeah, that's it. That's that.
Where I'm simultaneously eager to evict these little freeloaders from my belly and absolutely petrified about the whole birthing extravaganza. Please send help, and maybe someone make a cake.
I don't look pregnant until I turn around, chick. Pregnant, 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 pregnant.
Yep, since 13, when puberty hit and I got the boobs, people been staring. What's your point? You might be a creepy guy if you are a maternal fetal medicine doctor who meets a patient for the first time in her third trimester of her third pregnancy, and that patient has 20 years of experience menstruating,
And you claim that this patient might not know what orifice she's bleeding out of.
Once upon a time in a colorful land called Minnesota, there was a kind and clever leader named Tim Walls. One sunny day, he had a wonderful idea that sparkled like magic. Let's put tampons in the boys' bathroom in high school. In this land, everyone was special, and there were boys, girls, and even friends who felt like they were both or neither. Tim knew that sometimes kids just needed to feel safe and comfortable, no matter who they were. Tim explained that having tampons in the boys' bathroom was a way to help all kids, especially those who might need them but didn't feel right using the girls' bathroom. Imagine a brave kid named Alex. He said, Alex is a boy who sometimes feels like a girl, and if he needs something, he should be able to find it where he feels safe. Plus, Tim knew that friends help friends. Sometimes boys wanted to help girls, just like how superheroes help each other. If a boy saw a girl in need, wouldn't it be great if he could just grab a tampon from his own bathroom? That way, everyone could support each other and feel like a team. So, in Tim's magical high school, the idea of sharing became a wonderful adventure. Everyone learned that kindness and understanding are what really matter. With tampons available in all the bathrooms, all kids could feel included. Just like everyone gets to enjoy ice cream, no matter their favorite flavor. And so, with laughter and friendship, they all lived. Imagine you're playing a game with your friends. You really want to win, so you ask your big brother to help you cheat by doing something sneaky. That's what Donnie did the first time he got in trouble. He asked another country to help him win the big game of being president. And then he tried to stop people from finding out about it by not sharing his toys. The second time he got in trouble, it was like a big adventure. Some people who liked him a lot got very angry and did some naughty things at a special place where important decisions are made. Donnie said some things that made them even more excited to do the naughty things. So the other grown-ups said, no way, that's not okay, and they decided to give him a big timeout by voting to say he was not a good president anymore. So Donnie got in trouble twice for not playing fair and making some people do bad things. Just like how you have to follow the rules when playing games with your friends, presidents have to follow the rules too. After Donnie got in trouble twice and was told he wasn't being a good leader, the grown-ups in a special place called the Senate had to decide if he should leave this important job. Imagine the Senate as another group of grown-ups who had to vote on whether Donnie should be sent to a big timeout and lose his job. For the Senate to make him leave, they had to agree by a very big majority. Like if almost all of your friends said you had to go home from the playground. But at that time, most of the grown-ups in the Senate were from Donnie's own team. So they didn't all agree that he should go. They decided to let him stay in his job, even though he had done some not so nice things. So even though the first two times Donnie got in trouble, the grown-up said he wasn't being a good leader, he didn't have to leave his job because most of the other grown-ups in the Senate didn't vote to make him go. It's like when you get a warning from your teacher, but don't get sent to the principal's office because most of your classmates speak up for you. Sometimes when a baby is growing inside a mommy's tummy, there are very rare and special situations where the doctors and parents have to make a tough decision to help the baby and the mommy. These situations are very uncommon and only happen in about 1 out of every 100 cases. The doctors who do these special procedures to help these situations are very few and have to be very careful. The procedures are expensive and mommies may have to travel far and miss work to get the help they need. It can take a few days to complete these treatments also. You might hear stories about babies being aborted moments before birth or after birth, but these stories are not true. In the United States, it's not allowed to do that. The laws in our country say that the doctors can only help the mom before the baby is born and not after. Sometimes mommies need this special help because the baby is very sick or because the mommy could get very sick. It's like when a superhero needs a special power to save the day, but in this case, it's about keeping everyone safe and healthy. In some places, there are rules that make it harder for mommies to get this special help, which can cause delays. Some states even say that after a certain time, they can't help the baby or the mommy. It's important for everyone to have access to the help they need when they need it.
No. A maternal fetal medicine doctor is just studying the fetus inside the mother's body. They don't have anything to do with the outside anatomy. That would be your OB that was doing that. That's why at my maternal fetal medicine doctor's appointment yesterday, my doctor said that she would recommend me submitting a complaint to the medical board in Florida about this man speaking outside of turn. That's what makes this extra creepy.
So we just got home from the 35-week and 3-day doctor's appointment with my OB. He was shocked. He said, I am shocked that I'm seeing you without the twins outside the body. Apparently, the average time of delivery for this type of twin monodies is between 35 and 36 weeks. So, quite literally, I could go into labor at any moment. I don't have my bag all the way packed. I don't have the car seats in the car. I think I have most of everything I need. Like, I should probably order a bouncer, but like I usually wear my babies, so we'll probably be doing more of that anyways. Yesterday at that doctor's appointment, these two were, A was 5 pounds 3 ounces, B was 5 pounds 15 ounces. So I'm literally walking around with 12 pounds of baby. They're heavy. It's heavy. I can't breathe. If you've caught my lives, I can't breathe. And the doctor is like, yeah, it makes sense why you can't breathe. That's a lot of baby. And that's not including the placenta and all the juices and everything else that goes into that. So yeah, that's where we're at. Induction date is tentatively the 3rd of September. That's where we're at. We are not set on that date. I would prefer later in the week, but we are trying to be right around that 37-week mark because that's like when twin babies are usually the most healthy, no preemie worries, stuff like that. Yeah, so that is the update. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed social media experts, thank you for gathering here today in this virtual arena of unsolicited advice and public opinion. It seems that some of you feel compelled to inform me that a C-section is my only option for delivering my twins. I appreciate your concern, I really do, but let's address a few things, shall we? First off, let's talk about my little duo. Baby boy A has decided to take the lead, head down, ready to roll. Meanwhile, his brother is doing a little acrobatic act, transverse style. Think of him as the yoga master of the duo, practicing his twists and turns, and guess what? My doctors are allowing me to do a trial of labor, folks. That's right, trial by fire, but more like trial by adorable little kicks. Now, I know that many of you are seasoned experts in the field of pregnancy, from your cozy couches and endless scrolling on social media. I commend you for your extensive research because surely reading a couple of articles and commenting on my life qualifies you as an obstetrician. Who needs medical degrees when you have a Wi-Fi connection, right?
But let's be real for a second. Unsolicited negative thoughts about pregnancy are about as welcome as a surprise visit from your in-laws. They're unwanted, a bit gross, and frankly leave a bad taste in my mouth. So, to those of you with no medical background, let's keep your imaginations of my birthing experience to ourselves. You know, maybe stick to what you know, like how to make the perfect avocado toast, or what shade of filter makes your cat look the cutest.
In conclusion, I appreciate all the helpful advice, but I'm going to trust my doctors, those people with years of training and experience, over the well-meaning opinions of my social media followers. So let's keep the comments light and maybe save the doom and gloom for the next horror movie night. Thank you, and may your notifications be filled with only positive vibes.
Look now, you're talking to your... It's come to my attention that you don't know who I am. Look now, you're talking to your...
Oh, you can't find this in the store. Not this, baby. This right here. This is customized.
The kicks will definitely be the thing I miss most.
Alright, I got a funny pregnancy story for you guys. So we had a busy day yesterday. We had a play date and we had to take the truck in and we did quite a bit of driving. I'm exhausted. I'm like ready to just chill today. So since I'm just chilling today, I wanted to be in something comfier than just leggings. Not that leggings aren't comfortable, but like sometimes you want some like flowy like sweatpants type thing. So I have this pair that I've had since my first was born and threw those on. So I get my comfy sweatpants on, downstairs, cooking breakfast for everybody. Things are going great. Realize I'm 36 weeks in one day, which is something to celebrate because nobody thought I was going to make it this far. But I realized that at 36 weeks pregnant with my firstborn, I put these sweatpants on and my water broke and I had a baby. So here's the 36 weeks in one day with twins and praying that I don't have a water breakage in my water breaking pants.
Bum 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 bottom bottom bum 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 bottom bottom. Wait, I can do that better. What if it's like